Our hero plays a warrior's heart.
We are Emma's Kill TV, and since it's close to Halloween, we decided to do tell a scary story. There was just the two of us, Mom and me. The only other relative we had was a cousin, old Granny Tucker. Mom never talked about Granny Tucker, and we never visited her, though, because Granny Tucker was a witch. Naturally, I was very curious to see Granny Tucker, and eventually I worked up enough courage to ask Mom if I could visit her. Mom turned pale, and for a moment didn't speak. "I can't allow you to go," Mom said. "No child has ever returned from this house except me." I didn't say anything more that day, but every day after that I continued to ask Mom if I could go visit. Finally, Mom gave in. "I'll leave the dogs out tonight," she told me when I left. "If something goes wrong at Granny's house, whistle for them and they'll come to rescue you." I left the house, and after walking for an hour, I came up to Granny's gate. She was standing outside waiting for me. I left the house, and after walking for an hour, I came up to Granny's gate. She was standing outside waiting for me. A bent old woman with her hair as white and she had wicked black eyes. "So, you have come to visit your old cousin at last," she said. Something in her tone gave me goosebumps. And I walked through the gate and met Granny at the front of her house. Her smile gave me the chills and made me want to run away. Then she called her daughter to come and meet me and send us to the back pasture to play. I didn't like Granny's daughter. She was very rough and seemed to always like to hurt me. After supper, Granny Tucker sent us out to bed in the loft. She put her daughter on one pallet covered with a dark sheet. Then she put me into another pallet and covered me with a white sheet. The difference in the sheets made me nervous. I knew I had to get out of this house right away or I will be killed. As soon as Granny's daughter fell asleep, I sat up in the bed and told Granny I needed music to sleep. I asked her if I could play the fiddle, which hung up over the mantelpiece. Granny Tucker took the fiddle down from its place over the mantelpiece and gave it to me, and I played sweet lullabies until she fell asleep. Then I removed the dark sheet from the sleeping daughter and covered her with the white sheet. Before placing the dark sheet over several bundles I tucked into my pallet. When I finished, I snuck down the stairs and out the door into the midnight. As soon as I was out of sight of the house, I ran for home as fast as I could. It was not long before I heard a shriek of rage and horror coming from the house. Granny Tucker had taken her axe and killed her daughter under the white sheet. I knew she would come after me. I ran even faster when I heard Granny coming towards me. "She's found me," I thought, knowing I've never made it home ahead of a witch. I climbed up a large tree as fast as I could and gave the emergency whistle for the dogs. I hoped with all my heart that Mom had turned the dogs loose. It was my only chance. Granny Tucker approached the tree with her axe, and I tensed, wondering if I could throw myself into another tree, but it was too far away, and a fall from that height would be fatal. My whole body started to shake. Then, as I felt Granny's axe bite into the tree trunk below me, then I heard hounds. They came up running the road and attacked Granny Tucker. A terrible fight happened. Granny sliced the dogs with the axe. 1, 2, 3, The dogs fell dead to the ground. Furious, I was shouting and cursing Granny, just as Goldie, the old hound, saw her chance and leaped upon the old witch, Granny Tucker, tearing out her throat. Granny Tucker couldn't wait much longer. Then she died. Mom and I went back the next day and buried Granny and her daughter. We told the neighbors that it was a case of bad fever. I think the whole neighborhood was relieved that the evil witch was gone for good.
Just like a ghost. Watch me go.
Oh my god! Emma, did you hear that? Oh,